Self-pumping nozzle in full effect. This is Large Marge. This is no rental car. She has a much larger gas tank than the aforementioned vehicle. You were thirsty, weren't you, girl? Drink up. Drink up! Welcome everyone, Adam TheDailyWoo here. It is nice having a smaller vehicle for a short time. Turning radius is a big plus. Gas mileage and efficiency is definitely beneficial in a smaller vehicle, but nothing says personality like Large Marge. Half Mountain Dew, half Code Red. It's almost like a regular Mountain Dew with just a tickle of cherry. Oh man, I feel good today. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo. That's a very bold statement about your cheesesteaks. Very bold indeed. I think this guy wants to race Big the Foot. He's not pedaling though, but his bicycle's moving. What sort of sorcery can make that happen? Only a wizard knows. Tell me your secrets. Tell me how it's done. Tell me how it's done! I was just thinking, I don't think I've ever given a proper tour of the inside of the RV before. I don't think I ever have. This is the 24-foot model. It comes in a 19, which I thought was a little too small. It also comes in a 30-foot, which I thought was a little too big. I think this, for me, is the perfect size. The chassis is an E350 V8 engine. Currently has 112,000 miles on it. Along the driver's side are a few necessities like the generator, which runs the air conditioner, the lights, and that sort of thing. The extra battery, that way I'm not using the battery in the engine to run the lights when it's not plugged in. But I could plug it in, unplug the generator, and plug it in to an actual outlet. That way I don't have to use the generator. That's what that cord is for. Of course, the sewage area, which, wow, I don't know what's going on here. I don't think anything leaked out. I think that's just clamps on. But if you were to pull on these and unlock those, that's when the stuff just starts to fly. And inside here is that tube, which they call the stinky slinky. Of course, gas goes right there, and around this side is where the water goes. There's a holding tank that I can use to take a shower and also wash my hands, brush my teeth, etc., etc. That's right! That's right! And in this little cubby hole here, I have the 2 reclining rocking chairs, and under that, there is a table, if I want to set a table up out here. And then down in here is an extra hose that I can use to fill the water tank. And check this out, little lights that come on. So at night, I can actually see what I'm doing under the shroud of nightfall. A little section for the propane tank, which operates the refrigerator and heats up the hot water heater, which is located here. So if you want a warm shower, you have to turn the water heater on just a few minutes before, and of course, turn the water pump on. And by doing that, we have water. Now, if I want to run the air, I got to turn the generator on. Check out how few amount of hours are on the generator. Only 566 hours. And by pushing this, listen closely, the generator is now on. And by utilizing the wall unit, you can now hear that cold, crisp air is now flowing from the top of the roof from the air conditioner unit. There's a pretty decent amount of overhead space where I can store stuff, you know, all along in here above the fridge. I can put some blankets, and inside here is where I put my dirty clothes, and there's also an area where I can hang things up. There's some hangers. And of course, the bathroom. Back in here, we have the shower and the toilet, a sink here, and inside here, a lot of the toiletries, deodorant, toothpaste, soap, things of that nature. There are 2 beds on board. I usually sleep in this one. It is unmade because I'm doing laundry back at my mom's, but above the bed are some more shelves where I put my clothes. In here I have, oh, check out the chips. Those chips are still in there. Dishes and whatnot. A microwave that works very well. An oven that I have not used yet, and more storage right up here. The other bed I was referring to is right here. So So I could technically climb up on there if I had someone tagging along. They would sleep up there, and you can close those drapes for a little privacy, as well as there is a drape by this bed. So if you had 2 people in here, you kind of have your own little world, your own little camping world. Now this, I have kind of a little hangout area where I do my editing. I lay here, but this actually converts up into a table, so I could sit here and eat a meal if I so choose to. Normally, I just hang out here, or eat there, or go inside somewhere and eat. My current game plan is to stay around Central Florida a few more days, possibly till this weekend. There's something happening later in the week that I really like to attend. Today, a lot of maintenance will be done on the RV, including an oil change, hopefully fixing the back bumper, and looking at the nether regions and the nooks and crannies. A good friend of mine is going to give it a nice little overhaul, overlook, and get it back road worthy and road ready, if you will. After that, I've really been giving a lot of thought to what I'm going to do. Now, one thing, when I purchased the RV, I did not want to be labeled as an RVer. The RV, Large Marge, is just a tool. It is a mechanical marvel that I am using to get around from point A to point B. And I want it to last a very long time. So I'm really digging deep, doing some soul searching, thinking a lot about where I want to go next, what I want to do. Do I want to be constantly in the RV? Do I want to fly places, come back to the RV, maybe take the RV from point A to point B, leave it, fly somewhere for a week or 2, then come back to the RV wherever it may be and continue on? There's a lot going on in my brain, and a lot of people try to figure out, what is Adam going to do next? And I must tell you, there is no way to figure that out, because I do not know what I'm going to do next. I'm sure I have driven my family insane by the amount of ideas I am throwing out on a daily basis. I will say, I'm going to do this, and the next day I say, no, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here when I leave, I'm going to go here. I don't even know. And that's what I'm dealing with today and tomorrow and the next day. This week, I'm contemplating what the next move is for my life and these adventures. But rest assured, Large Marge will be around for a good long while, as will these daily vlogs. No plans on stopping anytime in the near future. I will also say, however, departure from Florida is inevitable, because it's getting warm. It's coming. It's coming soon. Summer. It's on its way. And there are actually 2 wizards on Highway 192. I wonder if one's good and one's evil. Here's a little construction update on what was formerly Splendid China. It's now going to be Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Resort. Not just a restaurant like some of his establishments, but an entire premises, acres and acres of restaurants, homes, condos. It's coming along very slowly. Jimmy Buffett's kind of a laid-back, chill guy, though. Maybe he's not in any kind of hurry to get this done. He's kind of just going at his own pace. Wait a second, what does that say? The Friendly Bully? On the back of that truck is an emblem that says the Friendly Bully. Is there such a thing? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Stopped off at Advanced Discount Auto Parts and got a new air filter. Got some oil, a couple extra quarts, so 7 quarts altogether. New oil filter and fuel filter. I think that's all we need. Luckily I have Mike here. He knows a thing or two about vehicles. This is the good stuff, right?
That's the good stuff. Yes.
This is Mike approved. Mike approved right here. Now, and we're hitting his car. My RV is stationed somewhere, so now we're gonna go fix it up a little bit. This guy directly in front of us has his trash on the back of his trunk, and the guy on the right rolled his window down to tell him, like, hey, you're getting ready to go on the highway with trash on your trunk. Now keep in mind, we're in Central Florida right now, and Mike has a Disneyland parking paper wedged in there. We're all the way on the other side of the country. Why do you have that wedged in there?
Can't let it go.
You drove from here all the way to the West Coast.
And back.
And back. And as a memento, you have the Disneyland paperwork to prove it. How long are you gonna leave that there?
Forever.
Forever. What is that you're pouring in? It's like Ecto Cooler.
This is good stuff here.
Why is it green like that?
Because it's Ecto Cooler, you said it.
This is the old air filter. Safe to say it needs to be replaced. There was a lot of bugs and other things in the nooks and crannies.
You want to make sure you get the old gasket off there. You don't want to double gasket it. Every good mechanic has double gasketed something and probably bought an engine because of it.
And what happens if you double gasket it?
When you're going down the road with the oil pressure, it'll blow out the gasket after a while, and it'll be most likely when you're driving highway speeds and not paying attention to your oil pressure. And it spits all the oil all over the road and blows up your engine.
Putting in the good stuff. So you approve of Motorcraft.
Yes, sir.
I put Quaker State in when I was on the road, and a lot of people didn't like the Quaker State. So I wonder what people will say of the Motorcraft.
It's just a personal preference.
Yeah, everybody has their personal preference. I know nothing about different types of oil, so I trust your opinion. But I think most people will probably agree this is better.
Well, this tastes better than Quaker State. You want to try it?
Do I just like put my lips on there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no to that one.
Okay.
You almost got me though. You almost got me. The beauty of a torque wrench.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that'll make a big difference.
Looks much better.
Oh yeah.
Too bad we can't fix that, but at least you're closer.
If you were to put me in the category of novice to expert when it came to car mechanics, I would be about 3 to 4 steps below the lowest possible category in that area. Because I know nothing about what is under the hood of a vehicle. I mean, I know a little bit. I know how to put oil in an engine, things like that. I know how to fill up a gas tank. But when it comes to crawling underneath the chassis of Large Marge or my van that I used to have, I am clueless. And that is why it is good to have friends in your corner, people who know something you do not know. Everyone has their own talent. And I am thankful for my friend Mike, because he knows a lot about cars. And over the years, he's always been a blessing to me to look over before I just decide to depart Florida and hit the road again. He always looks over my vehicles and gives me an honest opinion about what needs to be fixed, what needs to be changed. And sometimes you don't get that when you go to a normal mechanic. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And look at this cloud. Do you ever stare at the clouds and imagine they are certain things? You ever see like animals or spaceships up in the heavens? This one to me kind of looks like a long-necked bird with wings. Hitchcock would be proud. Vlog over.